So welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about the first superbike I bought, Gsxr 600 Srad. So that's the carb model. Again, it was another blind buy. This one I found on Facebook. I didn't pay too much for it. At the time it was a run, well it's still a running bike, but at the time it had MOT, which is now past, that I need to sort. Did have a few advisories which I'm going to go through, but in all fairness, not a bad bike. Comes with the nice Gsxr can, and most importantly, hold on, it's just a bit cold. Right, so obviously I don't want to leave it on too long because obviously it stinks, but to go through it, so I think it's another 20 owner plus something bike. The guy I got it off, he only had it a month or two, so he was about 6'6" or something, along them lines. Obviously I'm 5'8", for me it's not a problem. For him it was too small, so it was giving him back problems and whatnot. So when I bought it, it said it needed a good service. One of the tyres was bald, the back one, and I believe that was about it. Was he telling the truth? Yes he was. What you do find with buying like sports bikes is that people do like to just make up random bullshit, basically. They basically don't know what they're talking about. The bike will have an issue and they'll say it's the carbs, or literally if someone says it's the carbs, it could be anything but the carbs. So bear that one in mind when you're looking at purchasing you know, any old car bike that's sat for a while. I have given it a service, and to be fair, servicing the bike was quite easy, like 2 out of 5, but it was just an oil change. Obviously to do the spark plugs and the oil, the air filter, it is a little bit harder. All of this has to come off, the seat has to come off, which is actually a bit of a pain in the ass to get to the bolts here. You got to like lift the seat up. But other than that, I mean, it's been a fairly simple project. It did need a good clean. When I got it, it wasn't actually this nice, believe it or not. The forks are horrible. They're all like pitted. The fork seals are good, so they're not leaking, which is good. I tidied this little bar up, cleaned the wheels a little bit, but ideally they could do with like re-powder coating. However, I'm still undecided if I want to keep it. I do have an Gsxr 600, which is a little bit more comfortable, but we're going to come back to that later. It's nearly finished. That one it will be quite an in-depth video, because it did have quite a few things wrong with it. With this one, the main things were like the indicators. They got wet and they corroded and they didn't really work, but now I sorted it out. I'm not really entirely happy with them, and that's again one of my tips. Don't buy them cheap pack of 4 indicators. They're just crap. They're a bit flimsy, and yeah, I've already had to replace them because I broke one already. So I don't really recommend them ones. Ideally, always buy a bike with original indicators. It's something that I learned. If you've got original indicators, when you're going to resell it, it does make a world of difference. People do notice them little things, and that's what I've noticed with bikes. people have got a better eye, if that makes sense. They will notice little things that a normal guy who doesn't really know about bikes, they'll pick up on that. But obviously that comes with experience. I had to change one brake lever as it wasn't that good. I painted these, you know, really simple stuff that didn't really cost a lot of money. Obviously, like I said, I did change the tyre, so it's got a nice new tyre. The oil service cost me around 30 quid. So again, not even an hour's worth of your time. And the bike has fresh oil in it, which is good. Obviously, I don't buy the most expensive bikes, so I don't really expect any service history. This one definitely did need a service, so but yeah, like I said, I'm 5'8", 9", maybe 5'10", I'm not too sure. And in all fairness, it is quite, as you can see, my feet, I don't know if you can see that on the video, but my feet are touching the floor, and I'm not too like over, like my back's not, you know, right down, and I'm not leaning over. And in all fairness, it's not the most heaviest of bikes, I wouldn't say. Like some people say that they are quite heavy, but I wouldn't say so. Compared to a Gsxr that I had, that I had to sell because it was A, too much of an animal, and B, it was just too heavy. But yeah, if you're looking to get into like sports bikes and you're on a small budget, 1500 quid should get you a decent one of these. I'm not saying it's going to have like 5 owners or anything or service history, but 1500 quid should get you one that, you know, rides well and looks half decent. Obviously it's an old bike, it's really old, so you know you are going to get marks, but the general aging of it, it's not too bad, to be fair. Like, it has aged pretty well. Like I said, it has had quite a few owners. But yeah, as you can see, hopefully you can see on the video that, you know, all the plastics aren't too bad. In all fairness, they haven't cracked. So if I just walk you around the bike a little bit. So this, you know, I think this is what you should really expect with a bike of this age. Obviously you're gonna have like a few little marks here and there. The brakes on these, right, I rebuilt that sill, you know, with this rear caliper. Not the hardest thing to do. Bleeding it, however, is a bit of a pig, but they are known for being absolutely terrible. Again, the front ones, to do it yourself, it's about 40–50 pounds. Not too hard to do yourself. It doesn't really require too much skill, if I'm honest. So it's not thingy. Bleeding can be a bit tricky, but other than that, I had to get me one of these. But other than that, I'm really quite happy with how this one turned out. It's a nice bike. It's only got 36,000 miles on it as well. Obviously, I don't know if you can see this, but like the lacquer and the paint's kind of cracked. I think that's due to like the fuel, actually. But I mean, there's no heavy dents in it, so I'm quite happy with the money I paid. And again, it's come out quite nice. These are the cheap indicator. I don't recommend them. That was actually a pain to fit. Hopefully I'll get it out soon. But if you like what you saw, please don't forget to leave a comment. If you've got any questions about, you know, how comfortable are they, or, you know, if you've got any specific questions, you know, don't like hesitate to drop a comment. I'm not saying I've got the most knowledge, but within the year that I've been messing around with bikes, I've picked up quite a bit of knowledge. So I'll happily answer any questions. Obviously, I'm not. Is it a fast bike? Yes, it is. That's just a given. If you're going for a 750, yes, they are a bit quicker. And probably a newer, I can definitely tell you a newer 500 is not quicker, but a newer 600, 650 may be that bit quicker, as you know, technology does change. The weight of the bikes has changed over the years as well, so you know, all these things do make a difference. But yeah, if you like my videos, if you want to see more, please subscribe. Hopefully as well I'll do a bit more on the editing side of things. But yeah, you know, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, and if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to drop a comment in the box and I'll get back to you.